Welcome to HumanityWins.net. Please read the important disclaimer on your screen. All of the content provided is for entertainment purposes only. It should not be taken as medical or legal advice. Please contact your doctor or lawyer if you require such advice. Thank you. The show starts right now. Hello, welcome to this new episode of HumanityWins.net. This is episode 221 from July the 3rd of the year 2023. Today is a Monday, and today's episode is the Black Knight satellite. I thought I should make an episode that is not really IT, it's not aviation, it's, these neutral episodes of just interesting stories that I read about or watched videos about for the past few years, which I think are interesting. There's something to it for sure. Of course, if we go by the mainstream condensation, the Black Knight satellite, of course, they're going to say it's the remnants of another satellite that blew up or whatever. It had a problem, technical problem in the 70s. Of course, they're going to say that, okay? I'm not saying that necessarily the Black Knight satellite exists. Actually, you're going to be surprised by my thoughts on this, my final thoughts, I should say, in a few minutes. Again, the non-importance of these stories that, aliens have been watching us for 13,000 years. Well, probably they have been here with us for much longer than that. And you know what? Probably most of us, if not all, we're probably aliens. So that, again, think bigger, think outside the box, think much more than that. Of course, if there's a universe out there, the universe has to be full of life, and not everything is bad. Not everyone is out to get us. Not everyone is wants the worst from us. I think there's a lot of love and benevolence. The universe is built on love. It's actually the foundations of the universe. The only energy possible that goes all around the universe at infinite speed is love, okay? So again, let's not be afraid of aliens, because again, there's something more intertwined with our life that we actually think of. That's my opinion. Will I be wrong? Of course, I need to clarify it more, because then probably for some of you, especially new subscribers, thank you for joining, by the way, this might appear like I'm passing things as facts. No, this is an opinion show. This is a feeling show. I give you my feelings on stories. You decide if there's any resonation. What I call resonation, which basically you and I are feeling and thinking the same thing. And then you can expand on that. And you do what you want with this information, okay? As I hope to entertain you, because again, all my episodes have an outro, have a 3 minutes, last 3 minutes of the show, that's what I truly want to share, okay? Which is basically just a suggestion that you try to be your best version, that you try to enjoy this life as much, that you try to relax and just understand that we're much more, and we're just limited by these limiting beliefs. Like, for example, going back to the subject, that aliens are this strange thing and they might exist. No, they do exist, okay? They do exist. They are with us. We are aliens in a way. We all come from the Creator. The Creator is not here on Earth. He's out there in the universe, and we are nomads that go for experiences in many, many places and in many, many realms and dimensions, okay, by the way, because then I get in trouble with people that don't believe that physical things are out there. Who cares? Again, not everything is physical. Actually, that's a limiting belief, that we have to see physical evidence. I'm sure you have heard those two-word term, physical evidence of something. Show me physical evidence the world is not flat. Show me physical evidence the world is round. Well, there might not be any physical evidence. That doesn't mean that's not necessarily true or the fact, okay? We tend to use our 5 senses or brain too much for much more than they are designed to, because remember, they are part of this terrestrial body, this companion of your eternal nomad soul. And they're extremely limited for a reason, probably, because they are just to help you traverse this experience you're having. All that. It's not like you're going to take your eyes with you. You're not going to take your ears with you. You're not going to take certainly your knowledge with you. You're not going to take your brain with you, okay? They're just for the ride, okay? And we try to do with that so much more than they're designed to. And we have to understand that most things are above our pay grade as humans, okay, as this experience, and they are not for our understanding. That doesn't mean we cannot embrace them. We cannot see them as being there. No. That just means that everything we try to rationalize, and if it doesn't compute, automatically the brain has an implanted system say it's bullshit, okay? It's not true. So aliens cannot be true. The black chemtrails cannot be true. The Tunguska event, which I'm going to talk later on this week, cannot be true. So we limit ourselves to these mainstream explanations, which of course makes sense in our human limited mind. I hope it makes sense. So without further ado, I'm going to present a video which is mainstream in a way, kind of doesn't open to the possibility of what this satellite, if it exists. I'm open to the satellite being fake totally, or just a remnant of a human satellite in the 70s. Yes, of course. But I want to explain that the story is just being presenting you an interesting story, a neutral story, and give it a little bit my spin of the whole concept of how we see aliens and how we see this invading force that is coming out here to get us. No, not like that. All right, let's watch the short video. I think it's around 4 minutes together. I'm going to give you my final thoughts on this short, neutral, trying to be entertaining Monday episode. Thanks.
December 11th, 1998. On day 9 of their mission to construct the International Space Station, the crew of Space Shuttle Endeavour is unpacking new hardware when they spot an irregular shadow floating some distance away. They quickly take photographs of the oddly shaped object, but its dark color makes it difficult to identify, almost as if it was meant to be camouflaged against the darkness of space.
Astronauts took a picture of some unidentified object in space. Once people saw that picture, they were convinced that it was an alien spacecraft or some kind of flying saucer. But then that raises the question of what it might be.
This really was something anomalous, because when you think about satellites, normally you think maybe about something spherical or about something obviously manufactured. But this is all sorts of odd angles and curved edges, like nothing the human mind could conceive of or design or build.
After reviewing the photographs, NASA claimed that the mysterious object was simply a thermal cover that had broken free from the space station during construction. But given the bizarre shape of the mysterious object, there are many people who find that explanation a little hard to believe. Instead, they claim that the images are evidence of an extraterrestrial craft in Earth's orbit that is known as the Black Knight satellite.
The Black Knight satellite is one of those really curious mysteries. And the theory is that this thing is like a sort of silent sentinel in space. And it's very difficult to pin down how this started.
What's intriguing is nobody really knows where the name Black Knight satellite came from. We can't find where the reference suddenly came into Black Knight. But in 1954, one of the major newspapers in the US released a story about a gentleman known as Donald Keyhoe. And he was a very well-known UFO investigator, ex-military. And he said there is something up there, traversing the planet Earth on an orbit, and it's not built by human hands.
But if there really is a satellite circling our planet, built by extraterrestrial beings, then it naturally begs the question, what on earth is it doing here?
The best wildlife documentaries it's when the animals don't know you're there. Well, if Earth is being monitored, well, we're the animals. So it is an extremely logical step to park a satellite in orbit, up there in space, just watching, recording, harvesting information about us, and beaming information and messages about us back to the alien homeworld. When we think about the space program, we are doing the same thing with all the missions that we're sending out to Mars, with all the orbiters and even the probes at the edge of the solar system.
Has an extraterrestrial civilization sent a probe to hover above Earth in order to spy on us? Perhaps.
Okay, as I said, that was not long, and yes, it's probably from a mainstream channel. By the way, I need to remind, especially to new subscribers, all the videos I use on my episodes, I include a link to the show notes. Most of them are on YouTube. Sometimes I use some from Rumble, even from BitChute. It depends on where I can find them. On YouTube, they're usually better quality, so they look better on the video. I'm not endorsing YouTube or anything like that. I'm not even on YouTube. So it's just where I find them. And you, if you want to find more about this creator, or sometimes these are clips from a longer video, just click on that link on the show note under credits, and it's going to take you directly to the video I used. In this particular case, there was only like a minute left, which I didn't feel relevant to include, which is basically say that if aliens wanted to observe us, they could do that from far away, of course, but that's not relevant to the story of the Black Knight satellite. Okay, that I prefer to explain it to you myself. So final thoughts. So we keep this short, around 20 minutes. What I believe is this for me is a known story. If it's something out there that's circulating and it has been there for hundreds of years, most probably, I don't think aliens will be that obvious because they don't need to, okay? They can camouflage things beyond or a wavelength of visible light. As I shared a few times for now, we have an extremely limiting, that even mainstream media says that is less than 1% of the available light in the universe. So just imagine if mainstream says we are able to see less than 1% of the available light. So imagine really what it is. I think it's more in the thousands or millions of 1%. There's so much wavelength of light in the universe, almost infinitely, that we only see, again, because that's what we need in this reality. It's not that it's to limit us. It's just what you need in this reality is from 380 nanometers of wavelength to 700 nanometers. So, of course, I know there's artificial equipment, telescopes and that can go into different wavelengths of light, X-ray, gamma, and all of this. So you will say, well, if we don't catch it with the bare eye, maybe we catch it with a telescope that is able to see these frequencies and transform it to us into an image that we can see with our bare eyes, okay? That's what happens when you see into something that is able to see X-ray and gamma. That's, for example, the concept of the X-ray machines and all that. They go beyond. You, with your bare eye, you're not able to see the bones of a person, right? No. With an X-ray machine, you are, okay? So something similar in that case, that they will make this appear to us if we go and look into different wavelengths. Well, that's limited as well, okay? We have been able just to touch a very small fraction of the available light in the universe. So if aliens want to be invisible to us, they are actually, and they just present to us when they need to, when they want to, and it has a lot to do with the comfort level, okay? So for some of these stories of alien contactees and that they see the craft and the whatever beings in the craft show to this person, there's something to that, but this person has to be in tune, and there's most of the times a reason, and it goes beyond that, because again, as I must say, most of us, if not all, there's two schools of thoughts. I still subscribe to the idea where all aliens, there are really no originally Earth people, because let me explain that it wouldn't make sense that this reality as it is, which is a very basic reality, will be the only stop of a nomad soul from source, from the creator. Okay, that will make you a truly only terrestrial being. Think about it. Does it make sense? Not that much, because again, the purpose, as I see it, of our soul is to learn from our mistakes and process all of that so we can become the best version of us, the beacon of love and guidance, and understand we're only love, okay? But we have to experience it. We have to learn it ourselves, that we make those mistakes, and through the concept of karma, which again is not punishment, is understanding and forgiving of yourself, of your actions, or how that are not you, how that doesn't make you, how that is not even natural, how that you were just confused, how that is artificial. And then eventually you will get it. And when you're extremely humble, that you say, you know what, I'm never going to get it, but I'm fine with it. I'll keep, trying my best to be my best version. Then that's the moment I think you hit the jackpot, and you become what powers the universe, the beacon of love and guidance, what is not as angels, as stars, whatever you want to call it. And then you become that, and you don't have any more experiences because you don't need them. You have understood completely. Okay, so I'm sorry for the interjection. I just got inspired to share again how I believe your existence, this is just an experience you're having as a human being. Yes, of course, if you're listening, you're a human being. I can agree with that. But how your existence is much more than that, and how I find it difficult that they're purely terrestrial beings. They would have to be very young souls that arrive here on Earth on this complicated time on Earth. So that I don't see the universe putting you to that test so early. So that's one school of thought that right now I've heard the numbers. I know how they can come up with them, but let's assume they're right, that there are around, of the 8 billion people on planet Earth, let's first of all assume that's correct. Around half of them, they are terrestrials, and half of them, they are extraterrestrials, okay? So does that make you an alien? That makes you a human, okay? But that makes you a human in this experience. In your nature, inside you, I must agree, we're all aliens. We come from source. So how does that make us terrestrial, purely terrestrial? I don't understand how. But I get in these debates with people above my pay grade that they are in contact with superior energy. They say, hey, Alex, you know what? You'll get it someday, that yes, there are some that are purely here, and there are some that are here from other places to have these experiences, and some are here to actually help and assist. Remember, it says more assist than help Earth on this process that is going right now, which I share with you. I've shared many times. I shared in the last 3 minutes of the show. You're a new subscriber. Please stay one time for the last. It's actually now reduced to 2 minutes and 28 seconds. So please stay for the last 2.5 minutes of the show. I'll share with you that a new Earth is coming, and it's going to come by the maturity of humanity. We are all creating the new Earth, one human being at a time. So again, that's when I share this concept that was much more than you see in the mirror. Okay, so finally, with the Black Knight satellite, I don't have any information, and I cannot tell you if it exists, if it's just a made-up image, if it's a remnant of a human satellite, if it's an alien satellite that for some reason is there. Wouldn't make any sense that they will make it so obvious, and they don't need to. That's my point. They certainly don't need a circulating satellite. That will make it a very primitive alien civilization to need to have those primitive ways of monitoring us. Doesn't resonate with me. Okay, that I need to give you my feelings. I cannot lie and tell you, wow, it exists and it's probably alien. No, this is not a sense of, not into dramatization, okay? This is not about get you excited like some other alternative media channels. Maybe they're the aliens, they're coming. No, nothing about that. They already come millions of years ago, thousands of years ago. They're so into us. When you walk today, if this school of thought, they're terrestrials and aliens, and you, let's assume you're terrestrial, okay, again, I don't agree with the school of thought, the chances are, if it's one of two, that a family member, a friend, someone you see in the street is extraterrestrial of origin, even in this school of thought, which is like half and half. Okay, and then the 4 billion that are extraterrestrial, they separate them in races, and that gets very interesting. And you know, I'm sure you have heard the names of the races. No need to point that out because some people get so upset. That's why I made my episodes on the Pleiadians, on the Arcturians. That's out there on the past. Doesn't mean that I don't believe in that anymore. It just, for me, it amazes me that some people will unsubscribe or some people will send you a nasty email just because you say the word Pleiadian, just because you say the word Arcturian. And by the way, they tell you without a shred of a doubt, without being open to being wrong, that for sure they don't exist, that it's total BS, that you're, making things up, and that for sure Arcturians don't exist and Pleiadians. So I'm sure of it because, I'm so smart and knowledgeable and I have investigated this. Let's be open all to be wrong. This is an opinion show. I share with you my feelings. If they resonate with you, that's great. The least I can ask for is this is entertaining to you, which I call neutral. If I upset you, please hit that unsubscribe button. Don't watch my videos again because the possibility that I will upset you in the future is there, and I don't want to do that for sure. All right. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this kind of short. It's probably going to go for 20-25 minutes. Monday episode on the Black Knight satellite. And I shall see you back on Wednesday. And I'm going to have a very interesting one. It's going to be on the Polybius game, a story from the 1980s. Very, very interesting story. Again, similar to the Black Knight satellite. Maybe there's nothing there. Maybe there's something there. But hey, a neutral episode, fun and interesting probably. If you haven't heard about the story of this game in the 1980s. Thank you very much for watching. Please, if you're a new subscriber, stay for the last 2.5 minutes of the show. And if everything is okay, I shall see you back on Wednesday. Thank you. Enjoy your Monday with family and friends. Please enjoy. Thank you for making it to this part of the video. This is my favorite part. This is where I suggest to you that you discover yourself. You are not what you have been groomed to believe. You're this incredible being without limits that has eternal life, amazing strength, infinite wisdom, and a big, beautiful heart. All your limits are always self-imposed. Your best version in this reality is inside you. Your only mission on this life is to become a beacon of love and guidance. This version is ready to be discovered today. How do you discover yourself? The discovery process is a personal one. No one can do it for you. Dedicate 5 minutes a day to talk to yourself and the universe. Request to be connected and ask, who am I? Where do I come from? You will start getting signs, breadcrumbs, and signals. You will notice how your notions about those realities start disappearing. No more hierarchies, no more competition, no more complaining, no more depending on others. Discovering yourself equals to breaking your matrix. Your self-imposed limits will fall, and you will be ready to serve humanity and help break this spell and deception on us. But you must be patient to allow others to wake up at their time through their own free will. That will be really soon, you will see, and that will start a new world. As you work towards your best version, you will notice how all emotions don't serve you anymore. Hate, fear, rage, pride, loss, envy, violence, justice, true violence, judgment of others, and other emotions will disappear from your mind and heart. You will understand those emotions serve only the evildoers and are not you. Please try to be understanding of others that don't think or feel like you. Everyone has a process. No one is right or wrong. We're all just different. Don't be concerned about being right, ever. Don't allow pride preventing you from patching things up with family and friends. It is very important you enjoy this life with your loved ones. Put in the work to patch things up and leave it to others to decide. Please relax and enjoy life. When everyone breaks their own matrix, humanity through our community consciousness will break the final spell. The new world will start and everything will gradually fall. Governments, hierarchies, and the medical and financial system will go from scarcity to abundance for all. Thank you very much for watching. Please share this episode. If you have any comments or suggestions, please use the comment section below. For private questions, conversations, and if you would like to appear on the show, please email me at hey@humanitywins.net. Thank you again. Please don't forget to visit our website www.humanitywins.net. By giving me your time, you honor me. Have a very, very, very nice day.